Hello everyone, it's Gabriel Pope here on what's going to be the second last video of this series. So what happened was we won, so that's good. So Reign Supreme, we've seen this before even on my videos, and I'll show you the history when I'm done having a chat about the format that the next videos are going to take. So if we look at the score graphs, we were highest in provinces from about turn 45 onwards. This is the point where I start making counter-attack into Utgard, and also the forces from LA Atlantis basically get beaten back by Calum and then cast Burden of Time, which really seals the deal. Forts more or less linearly tracks with provinces. Income, everyone's but our income goes down at this point, basically due to Burden of Time. Gem income, again, more or less linearly tracks. Research, we're actually the lowest, and it's important to know that you can quite easily win with the lowest research, so long as you're casting the right stuff. Dominion, way higher, because I wanted to have some kind of insurance if we ended up in a situation where, for example, Pangar and myself both had 5 thrones, or some kind of situation like that where Dominion would ultimately decide who won the game. Army size, we were the highest. Most of this is actually Cave Grub hit points, but yeah. And then Ascension points, we pretty much snatched it in the space of about 10 turns. Pythium went for, not Pythium, pardon me, Pangaea went for an attack on Calum, which produced no throne points for them as yet, but they were on about 3. They just didn't have the Holy 3 mages necessary to actually take them if we have a look at the Thrones of Ascension. So yeah, at least a couple. But yeah, in the end, we won, and there was nothing too complicated about it. But the reason I'm going to do this like a longer video is to make a more interesting and probably more useful video for the general public, which is going to be a kind of summation of the steps necessary to win on LATC, or some things certainly that'll be useful, and some mistakes that I made, and kind of how to avoid them in your own game. It's going to be showcasting some of the most important spells that we cast in the mid-game and onwards. Also going to be thinking about some concepts for kind of how the game is won more generally, and most of these will apply to the original game as well as JPPM. And my thinking is that I'm going to do that as a replacement for putting out about 35 videos, most of which are actually kind of tedious to watch on rewatching and checking the audio and stuff. The reason for that is because I had to do loads of thinking, right? So the great thing about thinking about stuff is that it often allows you to win a game of Dominions, but the bad thing about it is that it's not particularly cinematic. It's difficult often to actually avoid reflecting while you are recording on your moves, and then basically changing some choices, which is again not cinematically interesting, and also means that you will often be in a position where you are contradicting yourself, and then 5 minutes later you'll think of a better way to do something, and then because you've recorded it all, it's like kind of hard to edit, because often you'll be looking at one thing and discussing something else. So yeah, that's the kind of situation there. So soon enough I will put together some kind of general guide. I'm going to try and keep it to about 20 minutes on TC and my thoughts about LATC, and how specifically this game was won as them. Some things that are important probably for my own kind of pretender choices, for example, and what would make a really good PG for the nation. I think I actually kind of chose well with this guy for a number of reasons that I'll get to in the video, and yeah, hopefully it'll be useful. Anyway, thank you very much for watching if you've watched this far into the series, and I will be back probably a couple of weeks from now. Due to the by this point no longer particularly novel coronavirus. I work with the homeless, and my section is basically exhausted. So we're doing our best to keep things going for people in actual need of, with real problems. And so, this side of things has taken a bit of a hit. So apologies for that, and I guess I wish you well, and thank you very much for watching. Take care, and goodbye.